Hey, quick impromptu video where I have no script and no outline, and I just talk to you like a human being for reals. As always, I am very transparent about my objectives and what I'm doing with my online companies. My offline companies, I keep pretty quiet about those. I want to keep those to myself. But with my online companies, in terms of what I'm doing, what my goals are, why I'm here, I'm always very transparent about this. And so this is just another piece to this. My objective, and I've said this many times before, is to make the most amount of money possible with the least amount of people knowing who I am as possible. I am an introvert. I know it's surprising, but it's true. And my objective is not to be super famous. I mean, I see these guys like Grant Cardone and Gary Vee, and they're talking about, I want 1 billion people to know my name, and oh, kill me. All these people, women in particular, but men too, who want to be, famous Instagram influencers and famous TikTok people. And no, that's not me. I'm a business person first. I am a content provider second. However, that does mean if it's an online presence, an online company like Sovereign CEO and Alpha Male 2.0, that means that there's a certain amount of people who do need to know who I am. So my objective specifically for this YouTube channel, and I'll talk about other platforms in a second, is 40,000 subscribers. Now, why did I come up with that number? Well, unfortunately, the medium of YouTube and similar mediums like this operates in an environment where people incorrectly assume that the number of followers you have on your YouTube channel or Rumble channel or TikTok, whatever, directly relates to how much money you're making on the internet and the credibility of your information. I've talked about many times before. I personally work with guys who have less than 3,000 YouTube followers, which means they're losers on YouTube, and they make 7-figure internet incomes. I'm not kidding, and I'm not exaggerating. I also know more than one woman in my personal life who have Instagram followers in the millions of Instagram followers, and they make very little money. They make some, but they don't make millions of bajillions of dollars. They just don't. So this thing about, well, if a guy has very few followers, he's not legitimate, and if he has a lot of followers, he is legitimate, is incorrect. Here's the problem. 99.9% of people on YouTube don't know this. And so, and I do this, I'm guilty of this, I'm sure you're guilty of this. When you come across a new YouTube video, and again, you could mix the word YouTube or swatch the word YouTube for like Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say YouTube for the purposes of this video. If you come across a new YouTube video and you start watching it, even if you like it, you're like, this is good stuff, your eyes will float up to the number of subscribers that person has. And if that number is low, if that number is 1,500 subscribers or 6,000 subscribers, your brain goes, right? It does. This is just how it works. It's not right. Your brain's wrong as usual. Emotions are inaccurate as usual. But that's how this works. This is just the nature of the medium. So unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your viewpoint, I am forced under this business model to get more followers than I currently have. So this channel, Sovereign CEO, as the recording this video, has somewhere around 9,500 subscribers, which is pretty good. On YouTube, I'm a loser, but in terms of my profitability, I do very well with those 9,000 subscribers, plus my mailing list, plus my other channels, plus my, I have a lot of stuff going on. However, I know for a fact, because I do it too, a lot of people who stumble across this content, even if they like me or like the content, will look at that number and go, this is bullshit. He only has 9,000. It's just the way it goes. So what I have done is my unofficial research, my unscientific research has shown to me, and maybe this is an exact figure, but close enough, is that when someone looks at a YouTube video and they look at the number of subscribers, 40,000 subscribers is kind of the magic number. And so when someone sees that number of subscribers at 40,000 or more, their brain goes, oh, okay, this is legitimate stuff. I can keep watching this video. It's incorrect. It's totally inaccurate, but that's just how this works. So I need to get this YouTube channel to 40,000 subscribers, okay? As well as my other YouTube channel, Alpha Male 2.0, which is a separate YouTube channel. You can click channels on this channel and go over the Alpha Male 2.0. Over there, we've got about 2,600 followers, something like that. Even though that material is like 16 years old, I have a not a New York Times, but the equivalent New York Times best-selling book that talks about that. Anyway, and I've been talking about this forever, and I have a bigger audience and things like that. So that's my objective here, is to get to 40,000 subscribers here at Sovereign CEO and over at Alpha Male 2.0. Right now, we're at 9,500. 10,000 is a big milestone. My social media team tells me that when you hit 10,000 followers, the ramping up to get to the bigger numbers becomes a lot easier. Getting from 0 to 10,000 followers is difficult. Getting from 10,000 to bigger numbers is a lot easier. Kind of like making money. It's kind of the same thing. So I have also shown through my analytics, and I don't have exact numbers with me, but something like 40 to 50% of people who regularly watch these videos here at Sovereign CEO. I don't mean someone who just watches one video and then vanishes, because I don't really count those. People who regularly watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you could do me a really big favor and hit subscribe if you watch these videos, that would, if everyone did that who watched these videos, we would go over 10,000 in the next 24 hours, because I'm only 500 away from 10,000. That alone would give this content some credibility. If you like this content, I'm not doing this, asking you this as a handout. If you like this content, then you probably want this content to be promulgated. I don't know the word. I didn't go to college. Populated throughout the internet a little more. And this is what I do. When I find a YouTube person who is small, but I like his or her content, because I know how this works on the other side of the table, I will go ahead and subscribe to that person, even if I'd rather not, because I want to help that person grow. And I know how YouTube works, and how the algorithm works, and how human beings work. So that would be really cool if you could do that. Just hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you already watch these videos. If you've never seen me before, you know who the hell I am, and do whatever you want. That's fine. And if you don't want to subscribe, please don't. Perfectly fine. I'm an individualist. I think you should do whatever you want. One other aspect of this, or a few other aspects, is that growing a YouTube channel with my content is extra difficult. There have been a lot of guys I've known and currently know who started YouTube channels after I did, who went up to like 50,000 subs, 80,000 subs, 150,000 subs, like this. The reason is they were algorithm-friendly topics. Like, for example, guys who talk about news articles. Whatever happens in the news, they talk about what's on the news that day. They get instant SEO juice from people searching on these news stories, and it's an easy way to do that. I don't do that. Occasionally I comment and stuff, but I'm not a news commentator, nor do I want to be. Another thing would be guys who comment on things like pop culture, guys who talk about Batman, and all they talk about is Batman movies and Batman comics, and they get a big boost in Google juice, which is what I used to call it. I'll call it, YouTube juice, because they're talking about something people are already searching on. A lot of people are searching on. How many people are searching on 5 flags and moving out of the country? An amount, but a pretty small amount. So I am swimming upstream as compared to a lot of other content creators. I have to provide, all the content I provide is 100% original. It's something that I have to come up with. I can't just look at a website or look at a YouTube video or look at a news report and just read it and comment on it. That's the easiest way to get YouTube followers, and that's just not what I do here, nor is it what I want to do. So I'm more reliant upon you, my audience, to grow this content, if that makes sense. Let's see. That's really it. Once I get to 40,000 subs, I don't need any more. Certainly if there's more, I'll take more, but I don't need any more. It's not like I need to get to 100,000 or 1 million. 40,000 subs, very achievable goal. And the takeaway you can have from this is, if you structure your online business correctly, we talk about this in the 90-Day Business Builder, which is open now. We talk about this in all my coaching programs and all my stuff. You don't need a very large audience to make really, really, really good money. If you're selling something to a narrow niche, if your stuff is good, and if your stuff is high margin, all of which I do. So that's really it. If you have questions on this, I'm happy to talk about this. And also, if you could, this also applies to those of you who watch my Alpha Male 2.0 content. Same thing over there. I need to get that channel to 40,000 subscribers. Now that's at 2,500 right now. So first I got to get that to 10,000. That's the first milestone. Then to 40,000. So I have 2 YouTube channels that are algorithm unfriendly to get to 40K. One last thing. I am also on Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute. And I've been on these platforms for like 2 years. Occasionally I'll get a guy say, Caleb, have you considered going to Rumble? Andrew Tate went to Rumble, therefore you should do it too, because you should do everything Andrew Tate does. I was on Rumble 2 years before Andrew Tate. Well, Caleb, you should tell people. It's been in the description of every video for the last 2 years. Now, again, do you want me to tell you in every fucking video, hey, follow me on Rumble? It's bad enough I have to say, subscribe to this channel on every fucking YouTube video. It's bad I've got to do that. You probably don't need to pile on, oh, and subscribe to Rumble, and subscribe to Odyssey, and subscribe to BitChute. It'd be a little irritating. I know I wouldn't like that as a viewer. But if you are on Rumble, Odyssey, or BitChute, the link below, the description below, has links to all those. Every Sovereign CEO video, with rare exception, and every Alpha Male 2.0 video, with rare exception, goes up at those channels. Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute. So you can also follow me over there. That would also be helpful in case I get canceled in the future, and the odds are decent that I will. I've already been canceled on TikTok. We're back now on TikTok. I've been canceled on Instagram. I was able to come back, but again, I'm dealing with reasonably algorithm unfriendly topics here. So that's why I need your help more than someone who talks about, Predator movies all day long, if that makes sense. Nothing against those people, but they have an easier time of it than I do. And it's not like, again, I'm going to say this one more time before I go. It's not like I need to get, 3 million subscribers on YouTube and 100,000. I don't give a fuck. 40,000. All I care about. When I'm at 40,000, I'm happy. I'm done. I'll certainly take more, but that's all I need. My goals are very, very small, very tiny. I don't need a lot of followers in order to hit my income goals and to get this information out in a way that I want it to. So if you have any interest, if you like this content, if you like me, and you want to help me out a little bit, clicking that subscribe would really help. If you don't want to, perfectly fine. Totally understand. I will see you very soon. Have fun.